Thank you very much. Wow. Well. Welcome to the island. Dead old Sag Harbor on a Saturday night, huh? Not. Thank you, Bettina. Tina's also my neighbor and kind of part-time babysitter for my children, and it's a pleasure to be here and do this. And I don't know who's going to have more fun tonight, me or you. As a lot of you know, I don't do this much anymore, and this is going to be a lot of fun for me. And God, I'm the band tonight. Jesus. Unless we all have a flashback to the 60s and these plants start running around back there. Could happen, it is the East End and it's November, So I have attempted to write a set list for tonight, but then I have no idea where I'm going with this, which is wonderful because I don't have to tell anybody what I'm going to play. Like the band, there are chord changes that affect how the thing turns out, and so we don't have to worry about that tonight. And I've kind of chosen a little theme of a nautical theme, and just to have fun. Again, thank you to all of my friends and neighbors for our summer home that is now extended in Sag Harbor, and for those of you who are visiting for the first time, it's a great little town that has always had a great, rich tradition of artists and supporting artists. There are a lot of places I've lived that would rather burn us at the stake, and Sag Harbor is not one of those places. So direct from the Roddy McDowell Green Room, I'd just like to thank the Bay Street Theater for being here, Beats the hell out of McDonald's on the corner, doesn't it, Culture! And for you Parrotheads, I know some of you came in, you sick people from around the... Where's the, where are the Metros? Where are the, yeah, all right. Metro Parrothead Club? Does this get me off the hook for No Jones Beach finally? No. God. Man, New York is a tough place, man. Well, we're coming next year. Jesus, I feel like Chamberlain coming back from Germany sometimes, How come you're not doing the beach, goddammit? Yeah. Oh, I was going fishing, sorry. So this will be my Long Island appearance for the year. And it's kind of like getting a rosary for your penance or something, So I thought I'd start out with a little song, one of the very few songs that I wrote that has an actual reference to Long Island. This was way before I decided to toss an anchor here. And also, for those of you who don't know, we are broadcasting tonight on Radio Margaritaville. The Internet. Do you know anybody that's not in the Internet business these days? It's like television in the 50s. God, you see that television? Wow. That's passé now, but the Internet. That means we're going out to places like direct from Sag Harbor to Kuala Lumpur. I kind of like that, And this is the last in a succession of island concerts that I've done. I started out in St. Bart's and did this free show down there. Y'all went to that? You people are sick. Get a life, will ya? God! Then I went to Aruba and then to Key West, and so here on the island of Long, this is the island show, so here's my Long Island show. Thank you all for coming and supporting the Montessori School. Let's have some fun. The good thing about tonight, if I get long-winded, too bad. In the big shows, I don't get a chance to describe how and when and where these things came about, But give me a guitar and 300 people, you better watch out. He worked hard all year, he just wanted a few weeks alone. But his old lady's into model and she can't get away from her phone. She always bitches about the mosquitoes. She says down there's nothing to do. Her goddamn phone never stops ringing. He'll make the service in a week, maybe two. Anybody, does that sound familiar to anyone? Well, he's on his third drink before the wheels of the plane leave the ground. Making points with the stewardess high over Long Island Sound. She's also spending some time on the island. Too much city madness gives her the blues. They make a dancer go dancing and dining. It seems neither has that much to lose. The weather is here. I wish you were beautiful. Skies aren't so clear. Life's not easy this way. My girlfriend's a bore. My job is too dutiful. Nobody's perfect. Would you like to play? I'm feeling better today. Now that's just the start of a well-deserved overdue binge. Meanwhile, down in the city, certain people are starting to cringe. His lawyers are calling his parents. His girlfriend is phoning her shrink. His partners, they're studying their options. He's just singing and ordering drinks. The weather is here. I wish you were beautiful. Skies are so clear. Life so easy this way. The beer is too cold. The daiquiri's too fruitful. No place like home when you're this far away. I'm feeling better today. Well, that's just the start of the way. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. It's okay. It was a senior moment. I have those these days, you know. Don't say you hadn't had them either. He's going back to New York. Pack it up and let everyone know. This was something that he should have done such a long time ago. Thanks to spending some time in the island. Oh, Billy Clyde wasn't insane. And if it never works out, there'll never be any doubt that the pleasure was worth all the pain. The weather is here. I wish you were beautiful. Skies are so clear. Life's so easy this way. The beer is too cold. The daiquiri's too fruitful. No place like home when you're this far away. I need some time for to play. Time for to play. Time for to play. Time for to play. Thank you. Thank you very much. God, have a senior moment on the first song. Whew. Whew. I forgot about that. You know, normally you can hide that stuff and go, oh, when you have the big band, you immediately stare at the guitar player like, what are you doing? Can't do that here. Back to the imaginary band, you know. But isn't this amazing? We have tropical weather on Long Island. It's, whoa. See, I still bring my Florida roots up here. I wait till the last minute to get out of my shorts. You know, I'm still, it's 40 degrees, and I'm going, well, you know, it's not that bad out there. I'm rapidly discovering, actually, you know, my transplanted northern roots from Newfoundland and Nova Scotia and Long Island, where my family came from originally. So, yeah, a long time ago, demented sailor people No, we know that, yeah. And so I thought I'd do this song here because we know that though we have tropical weather on Long Island, it's not going to last, is it? No. Remember last week? So here's a little song that hopefully will get some of you through the winter since I'm departing for Florida after Thanksgiving. I got to go to work. Hey, I got a tour down there. Work. And for those of you who might venture down to the Nassau Coliseum to see the Islanders play, they are in last place, but I still like that team. Yeah. It's an island kind of team, you know. I like the Islanders. You know, hockey in Florida, I just don't buy that shit. Islanders, man. Okay. This is a little song about hockey and cabin fever and having to spend the winter in cold weather. For those of you who may be joining us for the first time, you're going, this guy's crazy, isn't he? I said, you're absolutely right. It's a little song called Boat Drinks. Boat drinks. Boys in the bar order boat drinks. The visitor scored on the home rink. Everything seems to be wrong. Lately, the newspaper mentioned cheap airfare. I gotta fly to Saint somewhere. I'm close to bodily harm. 20 degrees and the hockey game's on. Nobody cares, they're way too far gone. Screaming boat drinks, something to keep us all warm. This morning, I shot 6 holes in my freezer. I think I got cabin fever. Somebody sound the alarm. Yeah, about February out here, you know. I'd like to go where the pace of life's slow. Could you beam me somewhere, Mr. Scott? Any old place here on Earth or in space. You pick the century and I'll pick the spot. Take it, band! Hey, I know I should be leaving this climate. I've got this verse but can't rhyme it. Somebody sound the alarm. Boat drinks. A waitress, I need 2 more boat drinks. Then I'm headed south for my dream shrinks. I gotta go where it's warm. I got to go where it's warm. I gotta go where it's warm. I got to go where there ain't any snow, where there ain't any flow. 'Cause my fin sinks so low. I got to go where it's warm. Where it's warm. Where it's warm. Thank you. Ooh, that gets us in the mood, right? Okay, that's enough of that cold weather stuff. Let's do a little tropical music here. Yeah. I see all y'all down there. You're not around here. You're not persecuted. I see people, you know, from all over Long Island coming down there. It's a geographical history, you know. You get out of here and take that little right turn, and you're there. This is a little song about that. This is called Presidents to Send You. I've kind of gone back and looked, you know, after this, I can't believe I've actually lived this long and made this many records. I'm just telling you, you know, that's the way I feel. So I went back and kind of, you know, actually have this on my computer. Of course, I didn't make it up. I went out and found it on the Internet. They know every goddamn thing it is about you on the Internet, you know. I mean, really, there's good stuff about that and there's bad stuff about it, you know. But I don't know where it's all going, but I like it because I didn't have to sit down and write all the lyrics to every single Jimmy Buffett song. I went to the Church of Buffett and downloaded it. Church. For those of you who don't know, church. See, I've been doing the no. See, I was raised Catholic. Oh boy, that's enough, isn't it? Southern and Catholic. Wow, it's worse than Jewish guilt, you know. Catholic guilt's worse than Jewish guilt. That's good. That's when you clean up before the maid gets there. Oh God, the maid's coming! I gotta make my bed. What's that all about? I got some issues with that. Anyway, the Church of Buffett, it's a sin. I love it because I have actually survived so long that I have people that don't like a lot of what I do, but they still like me. The Church of Buffett doesn't think I did anything worth the shit after 1976, but that's okay. If those are my hate mongers, at least they like part of what I did, and I happen to disagree. But so we're going to do a couple songs about the tropics and. I want to learn my lyrics, but I thank you for they have an incredible lyric sheet there. And the chords now. They got the chords, and they're actually the chords. It's a lot better because you remember, if any of you ever bought chord books of your favorite artists, I did. I'd buy the Beatles chord books, and I know that Paul did not write Yesterday in C major ninth augmented, you know. They got some stupid piano player pounding this stuff out who's never seen the neck of a guitar. Church of Buffett, good chords. Well, with me, it's real simple because none of this stuff is hard. I mean, keep it simple, stupid. That's all I was saying. If I hit a jazz chord tonight, you can throw me out of here. I'm in love with a fast-moving lady. She dresses like those city girls do. And when we're apart, there's a wick in my heart. When we're together, we're a hell of a crew. And I've got presents to send you. I've even got money to lend you. But honey, I can never ever pretend you're not there on my mind. There sits this fifth of tequila. Oh God, I swore I'd never drink it again. You know, that last little bout, I had my hair pulled out. That's what happened, I guess, by a man who really wasn't my friend. And I know I'll never see him again. Somebody stole my hair. But I've got presents to send you. Oh, I've even got some money to lend you. But honey, I can never ever pretend you're not there on my mind. Oh, I thought I might sail down to Bridgetown, spend some time in that Barbados sun. But my plans took a skid when we smoked a whole lit and I wound up where I'd begun. Oh, I've got presents to send you. I've even got some money to lend you. But honey, I can never ever pretend you're not there on my mind. Yeah, I thought I might sail down to Bridgetown, spend some time in that Barbados sun. But my plans took a skid when we smoked a whole lit and I wound up where I'd begun. Yes, I got presents to send you. Oh, I've even got some money to lend you. Oh, honey, I can never ever pretend you're not there on my mind. You're not there on my mind. Thank you very much. Thanks. All right. This. Okay, that was that song. It's a short song. Guy's going to the bathroom. He missed the whole song. No, we'll do the long version. This will be our EP of this song, okay? And I just wanted to dispel the rumors Ricky Martin will not be here tonight. I heard it on the street. I heard it over the hardware store. You know, Ricky's going to be there. We're just going to have to live La Vida Loca without him. In Sag Harbor on Saturday. Yeah, almost the full moon, too. Meteor shower just passed. This is a little song I mentioned my Catholic upbringing. I went from Sisters of Mercy to Jesuits. Ooh. Yeah, thank you. Ooh. It's kind of like what they say when Goldberg wrestles Hulk Hogan. Ooh. The Jesuits almost got as bad a boo there. Huh? Something. But I moved to Key West, Florida, another island that I'm kind of familiar with, and I was an altar boy till I was 18 years old. Then I went rapidly downhill after that. I left school, went to New Orleans, got a job singing in a folk group on Bourbon Street, and could not wait to make up for lost time. And so, and then from there to Key West, Florida. And in Key West in the old days, there was a great drive-in theater. You know, drive-ins are rapidly disappearing from the American landscape, thanks to Blockbuster and places like that. You know, I prefer the drive-in. You know. And we used to have a great time at this drive-in in Key West. And just a little song about it. Maybe you can relate to it. And, you know, if I can do anything in the next millennium, it's going to be to bring back the drive-in theater. After we get Montessori schools firmly established, let's get the drive-in theaters back in America. That would be a wonderful thing to throw at the present presidential candidates. They wouldn't know what to do with it. They just self-destruct. You know, which way should I approach this issue? You know, which one was I doing? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I won't go there. We're just going to play music. Okay. I got to change guitars. Wait, we have a brand new guitar too. This is cool. Normally, I don't have to do it. They run out and bring them to me. I break a string. There's 3 people changing them, and I used to be the best solo string changer ever, you know. And I kind of turn it on, Jimmy. Another senior moment brought to you by Barbancourt Rum. Thank you very much. Yeah, matches the plants and everything, right? I got to tell you what, this is a wonderful guitar. This is the kind of things that I love about this job. Is I was down in the city and walked into a guitar shop down there, and this wonderful guy, I saw these guitars, a guy named Gary Montero, and he makes these guitars, and I just started talking to him on the street in there, and he made me this beautiful guitar. This is the first time I've ever had it out and played it, and it's a little jazz guitar, but I love he made parrots out of the F-holes in here, you know, and look at that, I got a little parrot right there, see, got a little parrot up here. And this is the first time ever this guitar's ever been heard in public, and I promise you, I'm not going to do a Pete Townsend on it either. I love my. I could never throw a guitar down. Are you kidding? I mean, I've stumbled over them, but I would never. It just seemed to be the perfect instrument for this song, you know. Are we keeping any of you up? All you Catholics, practice rhythm now. Here we go. That joke still works? Jesus, that's from the 60s. Grapefruit, bathe in soup, eat you a little juicy fruit, wash away the night drive-in. You guzzle gin, commit a little mortal sin, good for the soul. Don't you know it gets so goddamn lonely when you're on that plane alone? Yes, and if I had the money, honey, I'd strap you in beside me. Not this verse. I never ever leave you. You better get that lyric sheet. All alone and crying 10 speed. No need. My pickup gets me where please. Chugging down over the Sag Harbor one-lane red light bridge. Trying to keep the crane from dropping the things on my head. Local humor, huh? I was so glad the bridge was open and I didn't have to go all the way around to the Getty station tonight. But I'll be leaving in a little while. So close your eyes and I'll be back real soon. Come June, and don't you know it gets so goddamn lonely when you're on that plane alone. Yes, and if I had the money, honey, I'd strap you in beside me. I never ever leave you, no, I leave you at home. Grapefruit in tune and everything, huh? Bathing suit. You chew a little juicy fruit, good for the soul. Yeah, you chew a little juicy fruit, it's good for the soul. Thank you, Gary Montero, for this beautiful guitar. Mike, you didn't have to run out here and act like you're working and change my guitar for me. That's Mike Clavano from Long Island. A good Long Island man. Mike keeps us together out on the road. He got the Long Island gig, you know. That was close, wasn't it? Sitting over there taking his 5 seconds of fame, wasn't it? Wait till I tell old Dallas about that. Oh, yeah, there it was. This is a little song. I don't think I've ever done this song in a show before, but I'm going to do it tonight. It's called No Bird Flies By My Window, and thank you. That's what happens when you actually live this long and write this many songs. You know, Jesus, you know, there's only a couple hours you can actually stand up here and do it before you drop, and there's only so many you can get in there. And that's what I love about being able to do this, because it kind of takes us down a little different route where we can sit here and do what I think is a great acoustic show, because this is kind of the way I started out 20 years ago, you know, and this would be a big-ass crowd 20 years ago, you know. I'd have been big. God, we got 300 people in here! I mean, I remember nights that nobody showed up, literally, you know. And so I'm very happy about that. So it gives me an opportunity to do some things I wouldn't normally be able to do to 20,000 screaming people in grass skirt. So I went on the Today Show a while back and did an interview with Matt Lauer, and he asked me, he said, you know, what kind of show would you do? And I said, well, I do ballads mainly. And I said, but I can't get away with that because, you know, I have to do certain songs in the show there that play these songs or we'll kill you songs. So then the Internet lit up and said, woo, we want the ballads. I went, why didn't you tell me that 20 years ago? So I kind of took that as the jumping off point to kind of put this show together here. And so this is one of my favorite songs. This song was actually inspired by an old friend of mine named Art Neville from the Neville Brothers. And you know, as a writer, the best thing about being a writer is listening, because I've never learned much by listening to me. But in bars and in other places, you can pick up some interesting material. And this is one that I walked in Art Neville's hotel room one day. The Neville brothers were opening for us, and we were in Cincinnati, Ohio, and we were in one of those motel hell kind of situations where, you know, you check in and I think it must be devils or ex-dead Nazis that run construction companies, you know. And there's a couple of them that just follow bands around America and torment us because we have to sleep late in the morning. And I walked into Art's room, and he showed me the view from his room, which was a demolition site. And he looked back at me and said, "Hey, Bubba, not even a bird would fly by this window." Cha-ching. I've given some away, so don't worry about it, okay? And from there, I went to reading a book. I also, you know, creativity is only undetected plagiarism when it gets down to it. And you didn't know that? Jesus. And I was reading a Larry McMurtry book, and so between Larry McMurtry and Art Neville, this song came about. And then I was down in St. Bart's looking out at a beach scene, and there were these wonderful 2 chairs. And while I had lunch, about 4 different kinds of people just came and sat in the chairs. So all that comes together, and this is a song called "No Bird Flies By My Window." And if I forget the words, hopefully you'll never know it. Oh, you'll sing them. Oh, great. Oh, yeah. You got your lyric book over there? What's going on, huh? For the first time in Sag Harbor. My garden is filled with papayas and mangoes. My life is a mixture of reggaes and tangos. Taste for the good life, I can live it no other way. While out on the beach there are 2 empty chairs that say more than the people who ever sit there. From under my lone palm I can look out on the bay, where no bird flies by my window, no ship is tied to my tree. Love is a way building like a crescendo. Sing if you will, sing it to me. I knew this girl made of memories and pages. She lived her whole life in both chapters and stages. Danced till the dawn, wish all her worries away. No, she wasn't crazy, no, she wasn't sad. She just wanted the father that she'd never had. From under the lone palm I think about her today, where no bird flies by my window, no ship is tied to my tree. Love is a way building like a crescendo. Ride if you will, ride it with me. We sail from the port of indecision, young and wild with oh so much to learn. The days turn into years as we tried to fool our fears, but to the port of indecision I return. My garden is filled with papayas and mangoes. My life is a mixture of jingles and jangles. Come Christmas when blow all my worries away, where no bird flies by my window, no ship is tied to my tree. Love is a wave building like a crescendo. Ride if you will, ride it with me. No bird flies by my window. No ship is tied to my tree. Love is a wave building like a crescendo. Sing if you will, sing it with me. Thank you.
I got it.
Thank you very much. This is a song that goes back to my solo touring days when I was in an Avis rental station wagon, just driving around, having a blast, and working colleges and things like that. And I had my own little sound system, and I was the driver, I was the manager, I was the singer. It's kind of a self-contained operation, which came to a sudden halt one day on an Illinois farm. I had been partying a little too much the night before and wound up running off the road and ran into this kind of Grant Wood painting. And, you know, you got to make the best out of the worst situations. And humor being the absence of terror and vice versa. This song kind of arose from that because it's a little thing called Life is Just a Tire Swing. When I came to, I saw this tire swing swinging in a tree, and I'd actually passed this house before I'd gone to the party. And on my way back, I'd remember this tire swing. It reminded me of a tire swing in my aunt's yard where I grew up down on the Gulf Coast of Mississippi. And when I woke up from my little close encounter there was a tire swing, and I went, Jesus Christ, I'm okay. Thank you, Jesus. Promise I'll go to confession, maybe next year. Anyway, this is a little song that combines some Hank Williams memories and survival. We've all been there, I hope. Remember Hank Williams? Yeah. He didn't make it on to Behind the Music, you know, or he kind of set the precedent for it, you know. It's one thing I hope I never make. I'm sorry, I haven't been to rehab. I didn't lose all my money. I'm not dead. Okay, all right. I'd rather do my own show. Okay. See, you can tell I stole that. Elijah wasn't in the midst. I love that song as a kid. That was just an instant recollection. I never even realized that before. I remember the smell of the creosote plant when we'd have to eat on Easter with my crazy old uncle and aunt. They lived in a big house, antebellum style. All the winds that blow across the old bayou, and I was a tranquil little child, and life was just a tire swing. Jambalaya was the only song I could sing. Blackberry picking, eating fried chicken, and I never knew a thing about pain. Life was just a tire swing. Then in a few summers, my folks packed me off to camp. Yeah, me and my cousin Baxter in our pup tent with a lamp. And in a few days, Baxter went home and he left me by myself. But I knew if I would stay, I'd be better that way, and I could get along without any help. Life was still a tire swing. Jambalaya still, only song I could sing. Chasing after sparrows with rubber-tipped arrows, knowing I could never hurt a thing. Life is just a tire swing. And I'd never been west of New Orleans or east of Pensacola. My only contact with the outside world was an RCA Victrola. And Elvis would sing, then I'd dream about expensive cars. And who could have figured that 20 years later I'd be rubbing shoulders with a star. When life was still a tire swing. Then the other morning on this Illinois road, I fell asleep at the wheel, but was quickly wakened up by a mall bell telephone pole and a bunch of Grantwood faces saying, "Is he still alive?" But through the window I could see it hanging from a tree, and I knew that I had survived, and life was just a tiresome jambalaya stew, the only song I could sing. Blackberry picking, eating fried chicken, and I finally learned a lot about pain. Life was still a tire swing. Life was just a tire swing. Goodbye, Joe. Me got to go. Me oh my, I can't help it. We got to go. The P-road down the bayou. My Yvonne, sweetest one, me oh my oh. Son of a gun, we're gonna have big fun on the bayou. Jambalaya, crawfish pie, and big egg. For tonight I'm gonna see Mama share me oh. Pick guitar, fill fruit jar, and big egg. Son of a gun, we're gonna have big fun on the bayou. Laissez bon temps, les sous-soirs, have big fun on the bayou. Son of a gun, we're gonna have big fun on the bayou. Life is just a tire swing. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Hank. Yeah. Those darn Williams boys, you know, Tennessee, they always affected me. We doing all right here? Everybody having a good time? It is Saturday night. I mean, it rocks around here. Sag Harbor gets down on the weekend. Yeah, baby. All right, here's a little song. It was inspired by, I wrote some music for a movie many years ago called Rancho Deluxe. It's the only movie I ever worked on. Very before its time film, let's just say that. Boy, was it. And this is a song that kind of came out of that experience, and so we'll transfer out to the West because during the filming of this, we worked very long hours on movies. I always have a great appreciation for people who do films because they work so long, and for writers because it's such solitary work. I was doing my book. I realized that because I need this Jones every now and then. And I'd be in there writing my book, and I'd have to run down to the bar and play a few songs and go, and people would clap. I go, thank you. And then I'd run back and be a writer. So I had that option, but most people don't, and I really appreciate that. So also, they need a lot of recreation time, as we well know. Once you're done with those insurmountable projects, you get out of town and go rock, So this movie crew kind of came across an amateur bull riding contest one night in Livingston, Montana. And, of course, we'd had a couple shots of tequila, and my courage was up. And so I entered the bull riding amateur contest. I was a lot crazier before I started flying airplanes. And I lasted about a second and a half on this bull, but it left a lasting impression, and this is the song. So never mind. I won't even go there because it's just on the radio, but Radio Margaritaville, we don't have a censor, so we can say anything. It's that damn hereditary cursing problem of sailors that I'm always still wrestling with. I remember it's for our children. It's called Brahma Fear. Those bulls are real big, you know that? I'd like to ride the rodeo, but I've got trauma fear. So I'll just stick to aeroplanes and I'll gently pop my ear. Drink a lot of whiskey, it gives me such a glow. It makes me quite immobile, but it lets my feelings show. And I'm somewhere beneath the sunlight, somewhere above the ground. That was after the bull ride. You dig deep enough, you might find me. Find me and you found a sound. And yes, I own a sailing boat. She glides across the sea. Some folks say I'm part of her, and I know she's part of me. When I'm feeling solitaire, she lets me be alone. And when I want to have a day, she will take me back home. And I'm somewhere below the sunlight, somewhere upon the sea. You dig deep enough, you might find me. Find me, that's where I'll be. Yes, when I'm feeling solitaire, she lets me be alone. And when I want to have a taste, she follows me back home. Thank you. Okay. Go ahead. It's all right. They're polite. What I love about I love my Parrotheads because see, those of us who have been to the big shows before, what I love about going there is, I can always look out in the audience because, I work off of a crowd. That's the way I was taught to perform. And these days, this isn't anything out of the normal at the big show. People in shark outfits and men in grass skirts. Hey, express yourself, baby. Except to those who visit our planet for the first time, And I can always tell them, because they're usually with a friend who's been there in costume, and then you see the straight friend next to him going, Jesus Christ, what's going on here? Those are the ones I really work to, By the end of the show, man, where can I get that coconut bra, The problem is you're likely to run into them next morning, like at the dentist office or, I got a lot of brain surgeons and emergency room doctors out there, too, that operate to this music. So if you see them at the show and all of a sudden, you're about to go under the next day, it's okay. They're Parrothead. Everybody needs a couple nights off, you know, for God's sake. That's what this is all about. This is a little song about that. We're going to go back down to the islands. This is one, since some of you may be going on vacation soon, this little song kind of about vacations. And that's actually happened. It didn't happen on a cruise ship because I don't go on those things. Not that I don't, you know, just I have a little boat and I like that, you know. But they're okay. But this actually happened on the beach, and I was walking by this beach, and I heard this. There was this guy out there, and you could tell he was really, really sleeping on the beach, like he had anticipated this time off, and he was gone. And next to him, his lovely wife looked at him and screamed in his ear, "Morris, you can sleep when you get home." I don't make this shit up, friends. I don't. And I walked by there and I thought, you know, why? So this is for Morris. I hope, you know, wherever he is tonight. It's called Morris's Nightmare. Down to the island where the happy folks play. Everybody do what the one man say. He say it's okay. It's okay. Well, you can do what you wanna. You can do what you like. You can ride a big old moped. You can cruise a motorbike. All right. It's all right. Dance to the drum, drink a little rum, love till you come to a stop. Swing like a monkey in a coconut tree. Sing like the dolphins in the deep blue sea. Sing it's alright. It's alright. Well, people in the city got nowhere to go. They used to go to bars, now they go to disco. No, no, no disco. Well, they never see the sun, they rarely see the moon, they hardly see the ground till the snow melts in June. Uptight, out of sight. Mind if we share this cab? I can't. Dance a little rum, dance a little fun. I love till you come to a stop. Swing like a monkey in a coconut tree. Roll like the dolphins in the deep blue sea. All right, it's all right. So they save a little money, they take a little trip. They only see the island from a tacky cruise ship. Drink a little liquor, buy some seashells. The husband tries to sleep and his wife just yells, "Morris! You can sleep when you get home." Dance to the drum, drink a little rum, and love till you come to a stop. Oh! Swing like a monkey in a coconut tree. Sing like the dolphin in the deep blue sea. Sing it's alright. It's alright. I say it's okay. It's okay. I guess it all blew up in Missoula. There just was no other way. But after months of going crazy, there was nothing left to say. But when the dust had finally settled and the air had quickly cleared, oh, things were better off than I had feared. This is a new song for those of you keeping notes. I just made this incredible transition. And I miss you so badly. I love you madly. Feeling so sadly since you've been gone. Gone, gone, yes, it gets quite confusing. seems that I'm losing a track of the long days since I've been home. We're staying in a Holiday Inn full of surgeons, and they meet there every day, and they exchange physician stories and get drunk on two-word beers and sit there off to see a stripper with their eyes glued to that G. Oh, I don't think that I will ever let them cut on me. But I miss you so badly. I love you madly. Feeling so sadly since I've been gone. Gone, gone. Yes, I'm watching the Gong Show and waiting for Zorro, counting the long days till I get home. I've got a head full of feeling higher. I got an ear full of Patsy Cline. There is just no one who can touch her, and I'll hang on every line. Crazy how things happen. It's incredible but true. Yeah, the longer I'm gone, the closer I get to you. And I miss you so badly. Girl, I love you madly. I'm feeling so sadly since I've been gone. Gone, gone, yes, it gets quite confusing. I feel like I'm losing the track of the long days till I get home. You can do what you want. I had a problem switching. I guess I probably left my childish mentality, which is probably a good thing. And so writing children's songs comes real easy to me. I guess I'm just a large child in a man's body. I don't know. So I thought I'd do a couple of children's songs, and this is one. Of course, they're full of fantasy, which all children's songs and all children's stories should be. This is a little thing called the Jolly Man, and yeah, I was. For those of you who are visiting us for the first time on our planet, Long Island, we had a great event this summer. Dawn and the people at the children's school out here put on an incredible performance of the Jolly Man with the kids from the schools and local kids. It was incredible to see that, and I felt very proud that Savannah and I wrote that in this wonderful little play that they put on here, and raised a lot of money for the school. It was a good cause, and I'm glad to see the Jolly Man, because as all weird things happen in show business, you know, the Jolly Man is this black Rasta young guy who's the hero of this, and so I went to Los Angeles to a Hollywood meeting one time, and I won't say the name of the studio, but, you know, it's the one with the mouse with the ears. The place where you see more unhappy fat people leaving than you've ever seen in your life. You know that place? Yeah. Yeah, I always wanted, I had this idea once. I was going to open up this little business across from Disney World in Orlando called Cat World. And I was going to dress up little mice, little Mickey Mouse outfits, and have ravenous big old alley cats out there. And for parents especially, they could come out of their day at Disney World and feed these little mice to those cats. But it never took off. You know. Just me. But anyway, I went to this meeting out there, and it was about they wanted to make the Jolly Man into a movie. And I thought, well, this will be cool, you know. But I was warned. I had been to these kind of things before, you know, where they say, yes, Mr. Buffett. You know, And I subscribe to Hemingway's theory of dealing with Hollywood. Take your script to the Nevada-California border and throw it across to them and have them throw the money and never think about it again because they're going to screw it up anyway. And I still subscribe to that theory. Especially this is because I described this whole thing about this wonderful little Rasta man that's a magic guy that can make fish jump out of the ocean with his guitar. And I go through this whole song and dance, and the guy looks at me and says, well, you think he could be a white guy? You go figure. You know? I prefer the Jolly Man just the way he is. There is a tale that the island people tell. Don't know if it is real, but I love it so well. Jolly Man sings for his supper every night. People fed him well because he treated them so right. Whoa, 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 Jolly Man sings. Whoa, 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 make a round ring. Well, he always found his way to the island near and far, founded in the heavens by Orion, lucky star. He tell them of their joys, he tell them of their woes. They love to see him come and hate to see him go. Whoa, 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 Jolly Man sing. Whoa, 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 make the magic ring. He was making his way home on a dark and stormy night when he heard a cry for help and he saw a flashing light. When he reached the other boat and offered them a hand, they said, give us all your cargo, as they took a pirate stand. Whoa, 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 Jolly Man sing. Whoa, 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 give them everything. Jolly Man is sober, singing last song very well. They tossed him in the heavens, tossed him into hell. There came along a dolphin, he said, Jolly Man, hello. I've always loved your singing, climb on board, don't let go. Whoa, 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 Jolly Man sing. Whoa, 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 make a round ring. The night was filled with magic, they bid the sea goodbye. They swam into the heavens and they stayed up in the sky. And all the island people, when they wish upon a star, see the dolphin and the Jolly Man who tell them where they are. Whoa, 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 Jolly Man sing. Whoa, 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 give them everything. Whoa, 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 Jolly Man sing. Whoa, 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 give them everything. Whoa, 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 oh, 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 Jolly Man sing. Whoa, 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 oh, 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 Jolly Man sing. Thank you. Thank you very much. Can he be a white guy? Oh, Lord. Okay. Okay, enough for you children. Now go home and go to bed. We're going to do some adult stuff now. How did I know that was going to come up tonight? How did I? Wait a minute. Okay. I couldn't. I could have been on The Millionaire this week if I'd have answered that question. God, it'd take $1 million to get me to have to listen to Regis that long, you know. I'm sorry. You want to just finish up? I can go have a drink. Come on up. Here we go. You got it. All right, now, you know what? I am going to do God's Undrunk for you later on, but I'm going to do a couple things for you. I have to get my courage up, plus I got to try to remember the words of that. You talk about senior moments. Whew. There's a lot of words in that thing, you know. You know them? Good. Because I thought if I ever had to do this with a teleprompter, I'd quit. What? Can't remember your own words to your own song? Well, of course the people know them. It never occurs to people. Down to the banana republics, down to the tropical sun, go the expatriated America, hoping to find some fun. Some of them go for the sailing, caught by the lure of the sea, trying to find what is ailing from living in the land of the free. Some of them are running from lovers, leaving no forward address. Some of them are running tons of ganja, some are running from the IRS. Late at night you will find them in the cheap hotels and bars. They'll be hustling the senoritas while they dance beneath the stars, spending those renegade pesos on a bottle of rum and a lime, singing, give me some words I can dance to, or a melody to rhyme. First you learn native custom, soon a word of Spanish or two. You know that you cannot trust them because they know they can't trust you. Expatriated America, feeling so all alone, telling themselves the same lies that they told themselves back home. Still late at night you will find them in the cheap hotels and bars. They'll be hustling the senoritas while they dance beneath the stars, spending those renegade pesos on a bottle of rum and a lime, singing, give me some words I can dance to, or a melody to rhyme. Down in the banana republics, things are not always as warm as they seem, when none of the natives are buying any second-hand American dream. Down to the banana republics, down to the tropical sun, go the expatriated America, hoping to find some fun. Thank you. All right. That was, thank you very much. For those of you who don't know, that was a Steve Goodman song, my old friend from many years ago. Okay, we'll do it now. My courage is up. Yeah, the bar open out there? Bar's not open? Well, hell, let's get this thing over with. No, I'm just kidding, just kidding. Well, there's the staff. Purely medicinal purposes. And and they're right about that. I think. This is a little song that I haven't done this in a long time because I used to do it all the time, and it's a long, long song. But I think this is the right audience tonight to do it. And for all you people out there in Radio Margaritaville land, they're going, finally, he's going to do God's Own Drunk. Oh, God. Okay, we'll do it. But I should give you a little story about this. It actually is a piece that was written by Lord Richard Buckley, a great old humorist and satirist who many years lived in Greenwich Village and was thought to be a complete lunatic, and that's why I fell naturally in love with his material. And Lord Buckley did this song first, and actually, and I admit it, I'll use the F word, I'm a folkie. Jesus. Thanks, Mike. I thought I'd have a little sip before I did this song. Not have an epiphany. Me. Oh, the children are leaving at that one, aren't they? That's right. Get them home. Oh, the kid's gone now. Can we act like real stupid parents now? I know you people are from the 60s. I can feel it. Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. We might go somewhere we'd be afraid to come back from. Anyway, this is a song called God's Own Drunk, written by Lord Buckley, and it happened as things happen occasionally, serendipitously. We recorded this song one night, and I really didn't want to do it because I thought, I don't know, I couldn't do it justice, and some people convinced me to do it, and we were at the end of this recording session, and I think this was on, which album was it on, Church of Buffett? Living and Dying Three-Quarter Time, that's right. Well, you had to be there, too, but Living and Dying was probably out before you were alive, so. It's an old record. But anyway, we were doing this song in Nashville, and I really didn't want to do it, and I said, okay, I'll go do it, because I'd learned it in a bar, very traditional song handed down through great folk performers that I had learned my trade from, and was always performed. If you played this club where I came up in New Orleans, you had to play this song or you didn't get the job. So I played it. It was the same place where the guy said, if you break any more strings, I'm going to fire you. So I loosened them. Sounded like shit, but I kept my job. 3 octaves lower. But anyway, this song when we went to record it, I said, well, we got to set the atmosphere here. You know, this is a bar song, and this is the end of the album. We're all tired, so I guess we just got to get a quick buzz here. So somebody go out and buy about 8 bottles of tequila and come in. We'll drink it real fast and go into the studio. The creative mind works in very strange ways. And we did this in one take, and it became kind of a legendary song, and the horrible thing was that right after this, I went back and got into a full-on altercation because of this ingestion of tequila with a very infamous sheriff named Buford Pusser. And, you know, I was mean, sexy, and harmless and drunk on tequila, and I wound up in golf shoes on his car. And then I was renting a Gremlin, and those were the cars that wouldn't start unless the seatbelt was in. I'd gone to get barbecue. I crashed into the bridge, came back, and then the fight started. Are the kids gone? That's why this song means a lot to me. Yes, I'm feeling more like Noel Coward every minute. The white trash version, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, Lord Richard Buckley's God's Own God. God, give me some more of that aiming fluid. Well, like I've tried to explain many times before, I ain't no drinking man. I tried it once, and it got me highly irregular, and I swore I would never do it again. But I had promised my brother-in-law that I'd watch his still while he went into town to vote. And it was up on that mountain, just like he said it was. And friends, let me tell you one thing. It wasn't no ordinary still. It stood up out there on that mountain like a huge golden opal. God's yellow moon was shining on the cool, clear evening. God's little lanterns was twinkling on and off in the heavens. I think that stuff's taking effect. And like I tried to explain to you before, I ain't no drinking man. Blowjob! But the temptation got the best of me, and I took a slide. Well, let me tell you one thing. That yellow whiskey tasted like honeydew iron water. So I took another slash. I took another and another and another. Before I knew it, I downed one whole jug of that stuff and commenced to get hot flashes. Goose pimples was running up and down my body. And all of a sudden, this feeling came over me like something I had never experienced before. You're 3 verses ahead of me. I hear everything up here, don't you worry. I'm a semi-professional entertainer. Like something I'd never experienced before. It was like I was in love. In love for the first time with anything that moved. Animate, inanimate, cone head, no cone, it did not matter. I was in that Barry White kind of love. Oh, baby, baby, baby. Jimmy does Barry. How about that record? Yeah, well, bring me a big old ham sandwich and bring that poodle over here with you, baby. Oh, how about a big bowl of that chili we can roll around? Yeah. With anything to move. Animate, inanimate, cone head, no cone, it didn't matter. It's like there was this great neon sign flashing on and off my brain saying, Jimmy Buffett, there is a great day of... Jesus, if I get too evangelical, please stop me. And that's when I first saw the bear. He was a Kodiak-looking fella, about 19 feet tall. Ramble up over that hill, expected me to do one of two things, flip or fly. I didn't do either one, it hung him up. Started sniffing around my body, trying to smell a little bit of fear, but I'm God's own drunk and a fearless man. Hung him up. Looked me right in my eyes. My eyes was a lot redder than his was. Hung him up. I said, Mr. Bear, sir. He took 2 steps back. He didn't know what to say. Neither did I, but being Catholic and cautious, I approached him again. I said, now, Mr. Bear, you know we're both beasts when it comes right down to it. So I want you to be my buddy. I love you, man. That's the first time I ever put that in there. I want you to be my buddy. Buddy Bear. So I took old Buddy Bear by his island-sized paw. I let him over that still. He's sniffing around it because he's smelling something good. I gave him one of them jugs of honeydew vine water. He downed it upright. Looked like one of them damn bears at the circus sipping sarsaparilla in the moonlight. I gave him another and another. None of them before he knew it. He downed 8 of them. Commenced doing the bear dance. 2 snips, sort of fly, turn into grunt, and a pelvic tilt, just like Ricky Martin. So simple, like the jitterbug. It plumb baited me. Is that going to go out on the digital video? Oh, God, it'll be all over the world. Buffett does pelvic thrust at Sagron. Hell, I like pelvic thrust. Meanwhile, old Buddy the Bear, he's a sniff around, and we all fell asleep. I slept for 4 hours and dreamt me some tremulous dreams. Catherine Deneuve was kind of taking me to a Bob Marley concert. She had this omelet cooking. Oh, never mind. And when I woke up, well, there was God's yellow moon shining on the cool, clear evening. God's little lanterns were still twinkling on and off in the morning sky. And my buddy the bear was missing. You want to know something else, friends and neighbors? So was that still. There! All right. That was pretty good for, I haven't done that in about 10 or 11 years. That was okay. What did I get? Like about, if you were an East German judge, what would you give me? 6? 10? Oh, thanks. 15. Oh, she's... This old man, he played too. He played knick-knack on my shoe with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a ball. This old man came rolling home. Oh, God, Jimmy's turned into Yanni as the kid came back from the Johnny with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a ball. This old man goes. Oh. No, you won't see this at the big show, will you? No. All right. You know what? I was just going to do that. All right? It's on the list here, see? Let's see. Yes. Look how big the print is. Man, things do change. Of course, somebody else will come up and rip that off, and it'll be on eBay for $9 tomorrow. Hey, I apologize ahead of time for this song because there are about 3 jazz chords in this song. But I'll play it. Ooh, but please don't call the jazz police on me. You know, because I love this song. It came to me from Michael Nesmith. A little story about it. Actually, a 12-volt man down in Mexico, and I don't know why I wrote this down in Mexico, and I was in a Hyatt and the windows didn't open. I wasn't having a good time. Maybe that's. But then I did go to a Mayan temple, and then the rest is history. So here we go. And it must have been Mexico where these jazz chords appeared to me, you know. So we'll try this little thing called 12-volt man. By the way, this was written, the third base coach is Greg Nettles from the great New York Yankees teams. Sparky Lyle, and those were good guys. I never got a grip on penmanship, could never make the small L's flow cursive. Seldom found a trick to arithmetic, 3 plus 2 before pa. But asked for some palm trees or tales from the South Seas, and I just might turn your head. I never had the clout to knock one out, but hitting is the name of my game. Stranded on third as the coach is conferred, so close to my first claim to fame. Just give me that steel sign, and I'll make home plate mine, and I just might turn some head. Sometimes I may get a little drastic. Sometimes I just let my feelings show. Maybe I can be a bit sarcastic. What? Most times that's the way the story goes. I know this Joe down in Mexico. He went there to work on his tan. For years he's been plugged into blenders and songs. They call him the 12-volt man. He don't need no charge card. Just give him a die hard, and he'll make sparks fly around your head. I love that line. Oh, just ask for some palm trees or tales from the South Seas, and I'll make sparks fly around your head. Round your head. Round your head. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to do a few more things here, and everybody having a good time out there? I'm having a blast. All right. I guess I was gonna do this, but I don't know. I always hate to think that we were there first, because after watching that whole kind of greedy thing going on with the Millionaire show, I go back to, I'm a Monty Hall guy, I don't want to see people that act like they're intelligent. I want them dressed up in big, stupid outfits. I'm for shameless entertainment. I don't want somebody that can quote me Shakespeare. I want somebody that can dress up like a tractor pull. I got a review once. They said, he's a shameless entertainer. I thought it was the ultimate compliment. I'm sorry, We are descended from court jesters, not theologians, for Christ's sakes, So anyway, speaking of that, this little song that I wrote with Steve Goodman, because I used to, and I had this incredible, and come on, boys, y'all can fess up if any of you are my age. We all really dug Carol Merrill, didn't we, huh? Man. For those of you who are dated, she was before Vanna White. Way back, And I love Monty Hall and Door Number 3, because I love people that would just risk everything and then they'd get the booby prize, So this song is about that. This is about a guy who just can't stand it. And, I kind of envisioned this happening to Regis the other night, Guy who lost to just go over and choke the living shit out of him, I guess I'll never do that show. Oh. If Monty comes back, I'll do his show. This is called... I like Regis. Why am I down on Regis tonight? Regis is I took a wrong turn, but it was the right turn, my turn to have me a ball. The boys in the shop told me just where to stop if I wanted to play for it all. You got perfect timing over there, but I didn't know I'd find her on daytime TV, 'cause my whole world lies waiting behind. Beautiful. I chose my apparel. I wore a beer barrel, and they rolled me to the very first row. I held a big sign that said, "Kiss me, I'm a baker, and Monty, I sure need the dough." Then I grabbed that sucker by the throat until he called on me, 'cause my whole world lies waiting behind. Y'all want to go on the road? Now, I don't want what Jay's got on his table, or that box Carol Merrill points to on the floor. I'll hang out just as long as I am able, until I can unlock that lucky door. Oh, it's no big deal to most folks, but it's everything to me, 'cause my whole world lies waiting behind. Port numero 12. For you French people. Thought we get multicultural here. Oh, Monty, 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 I'm walking out your hall. I got beat, gave up my seat, but I'm not a man to crawl. Though I didn't get rich, you son of a bitch, I'll be back Thank you. And that's all I have to say about game shows. That was quick, Mike. That was great. Came out, zip that duct tape on there. This show cannot function without duct tape and dental floss, you know. Okay, let's go. We got to get away from the ridiculous a minute. Yeah, let's go back to something. What was I going to do here? Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to do this for you. They're not going to give up that cell phone, are they? Huh? It was? No, that wasn't Mike Clavel. That's Mike Ramos back there, wasn't it? His phone went off, wasn't it? His wife going, "Can you pick up a pizza? When is he going to be over here?" God damn it. Backstage drama. Oh. Not still here. I'm not going to keep you much longer. You're going to get to do this, okay? No? No, it's okay. This is a little song I want to do. This is another one. I get to do some favorites. This is a little thing that I wrote down in the Pacific. I was down there, and I kind of messed up. I was supposed to be coming home, and I missed my plane. I missed the Air France flight back from Tahiti to Los Angeles. It only came through once a week. And I was supposed to be back doing things, and so I'd missed the plane, and was I supposed to sit there and feel really guilty about this for a whole week, or was I just supposed to have a trip to Tahiti and just kind of make the best of a bad situation? So I did. I chose door number 2. And I thought, well, at least I'll use the extra time to write a song that might get me out of the hot box when I get home. It didn't work. But I still love this song. It's called Distantly in Love. Payphones all were ringing as the crowd went roaring by. Lovely dancers swaying to an island lullaby. Beside the southern ocean, taking stock of what's to be. And writing you this letter that you'll probably never see. Because I can't help but be part of my own antiquities, not unique, just distantly in love. I tried to phone from Paris, thinking things could be arranged. Me and you would rendezvous, but I found your number changed. So I drove to San Remo, where the crazy painters dwell. Toasted arrow photographs still up there on the shelf. Because I can't help but be ruled by my antiquities, not unique, just distantly in love. I can't be the one to fill your times and all your spaces. I can't be the one to fill those blanks in empty places. I heard it from a friend of ours I saw in Timber Bay, that you had a new lover who had stolen you away. Well, that might be the reason that I never got in touch, and may present slight problems if he loves you half as much. 'Cause I, who can help but be part of my own philosophy, not unique, just distantly in love. You see, I can't help but be part of my own philosophy, not unique, just distantly in love. Thank you. Little song that takes us on a geographical excursion here. I love the fact that I got an email last year from a geography professor at Louisiana State University in Baton Rouge, and they teach a geography course that's an accredited course down there based on the geography and Jimmy Buffett songs. And I like that because, you know, Americans as a whole really suck when it comes to geography. Just remember, without geography, you're nowhere. Okay? What'd you want, Eric Clapton? Looking back at my background, trying to figure out how I ever got here. Some things are still a mystery to me, while others are much too clear. Oh, I love living in the sunshine. I stay contented most of the time, listening to Walker, Willis, and Willie sing me those Texas rhymes. While most of the people who retire in Florida are wrinkled or they lean on a crutch, and mobile homes are smothering my keys. I hate those bastards so much. I wish a summer squall would blow them all the way up to Fantasyland. That Disney thing again. Well, they're ugly and square. They don't belong here. They look a lot better as beer cans. That's why it's still a mystery to me, why some people live like they do. There's so many nice things happening out there, they've never even seen a clue. But we're doing fine, we can travel and rhyme. I know we've been doing our part. I got this Caribbean soul I can barely control, and some Florida hidden here in my heart. Well, I might have joined the Merchant Marine if I hadn't ever learned how to sing. And on top of all that, I got married too early. It cost me much more than a ring, but now those crazy days are over. You better learn from the wrong things you've done. I came off the rebound, I started looking around, I figured out it's time to have a little fun. That's why it's still a mystery to me, why some people live like they do. So many nice things happening out there, they've never even seen a clue. But we're doing fine, we can travel and rhyme. I know we've been doing our part. I got this Caribbean soul I can barely control, and Long Island's always here in my heart. So if I ever live to be an old man, I'm gonna sail that boat to Martinique and buy me a sweat-stained Bogart suit and an African parakeet, and then I'll sit him on my shoulder and open up my crusty old mind. I'm gonna teach them how to fuss, I'm gonna teach them how to cuss and pull the cork out of a bottle of wine. Yes, and that's why it's still a mystery to me why some people live like they do. With so many nice things happening out there, they've never even seen a clue. But we're doing fine, we can gamble and run. I know we've been doing our part. I got a Caribbean soul I can barely control, and some Texas hidden here in my heart. Yeah, I got a Caribbean soul I can barely control, and some Texas hidden here in my heart. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. I'm going to do just a couple more things, and then we got a party outside, and the bar will be open, and the bids will go up on all the stuff, and the school will make a lot of money, and that's why we're here. And it's great. You know, I was at the school the other day, and you always go back there. We had to go over and see a Thanksgiving play with our kids, and so all of a sudden the lights go down, and hearing all the kids be quiet because they know that it's kind of, and the adults are still yakking, and they look at us like we're idiots because we don't understand the rules of Montessori, but we're learning them as we go. What I love about it, see, I'm just an average student, and but if you ignite people's imaginations when they're young, boy, amazing things can happen, and that's what I love about that school. Everybody, you just don't have to. It's not all reading, writing, arithmetic. You can like pirates instead of presidents. It's pretty cool. Happened to me. So here's the little song for all my sailing friends and all my good friends in Sag Harbor over the 10 or 11 years that we have lived around the eastern end of Long Island. And as I said, it reminds me so much of where I grew up, inland water and sand dunes and people that make their living on the oceans. And as I said, here I am, and after 50, kind of get in touch with my North Atlantic roots. I actually swim in 60-degree water now. I don't know what's wrong with me. I go surfing without a wetsuit, out of ditch plains. Something's happening here. But this is a little thing called Son of a Sailor. And again, I would just like to thank everybody. Bettina, you did an amazing job, and thank you. And all the people from the school, to all the merchants from Sag Harbor and out in Long Island who participated, you spent your money well, I guarantee you. And for all you Parrotheads who came from outside of our fair city, welcome. Don't get too messed up at Super Rica after we're done. See you at the party. As the son of a sailor, I went out on the sea for adventure, expanding the view of the captain and crew like a man just released from indenture. As a dreamer of dreams and a traveling man, I've chalked up many a mile, read dozens of books about heroes and crooks. Hell, I learned much from both of their styles. Son of a son, son of a son, son of a sailor, son of a gun, load the last ton, one step ahead of the jailer. Now way in the near future, southeast of disorder. What do you got in that flask up there, huh? Why are you going to the bathroom so much? You can shake the hand of the mango man as he greets you at the border. And the lady she hails from Trinidad Island of the spices with salt for your meat and cinnamon sweet. Hey, the rum, it's for all your good vices. Haul the sheet in as we ride on the wind that our forefathers harnessed before us. Hear the bells ring as the tide rigging sings. It's the son of a gun of a chorus. That's right. Take it, band. Aren't they amazing? So where this all ends, I can't fathom, my friends. That was quick. If I knew, I just might toss out my anchor. But I'll cruise along, always searching for songs. Not a lawyer, a thief, or a banker. I'm still the son of a son, son of a son, son of a son of a sailor. The seas in my veins, my tradition remains. I'm just glad I don't live in a trailer. I did in college. I'll take a boat now. Thank you all. Thank you, Parrotheads. Thank you, neighbors. My pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you, Bay Street Theater. Got your phone turned off, man? Get that pizza in? All right. Thanks again. God, this was fun. It really was. And as I promised at the beginning of the show, this is not a substitution for the Jones Beach show. We'll be back next year, okay? For Long Island. So I thought we've gotten through almost 2 hours without doing the standards, but hell, I'll do a little Margaritaville if y'all want to hear it. But I appreciate your patience and being such a wonderful audience and letting me go to songs that I don't necessarily get a chance to do as a performer. I really like tonight. Thank you. And all of our friends out there in the entire world tonight on Radio Margaritaville, I hope you enjoyed it as well. We sure had a good time in Sag Harbor, and we're going to enjoy the tropical weather just a few more hours here. I'm going to go out. See you at the show, at the party out there, and we'll be in Margaritaville, so let's go. Wait, before I start, I got to say one thing. For those of you who may have bought the new live album, my hat's off to Mike Utley, our producer, who did that incredible job. But it says on there that there's this mystery lost shaker salt verse on Margaritaville. And I apologize for that because I forgot I'd put it on a record 10 years ago, but it was a very difficult time. That was the 70s, you know, and I had a broken leg, and I was on pain pills the night that I did that, strictly medicinal. And I didn't realize that we had already done the missing verse, but I think this one's better. So there! I don't have to go to therapy for that. Talking doctor. So we'll do the missing verse, if that's okay tonight. Nibbling on sponge cake, watching the sun bake. All of these parrot heads covered with oil, strumming my six string on my front porch swing. Smell those shrimp, hey, they're beginning to boil. Bubble, 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 all right. Wasted away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker salt. Isn't that amazing? Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know this is somebody's fault. I don't know the reason I stayed here all season with nothing to show but this brand new tattoo. Hell yes, it hurts, but it's a real beauty. I think she's a Sag Harbor cutie, or maybe she's from Amagansett or Quag. I haven't got a clue. Wasted away again in Margaritaville, or even Greenport, from Claudio's, searching for my lost shaker salt. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know this is somebody's fault. Ladies and gentlemen, the missing verse. Old men in tank tops, cruising the gift shops. They're checking out Chiquitas down by the shore. They dream about weight loss, wish they could be their own boss. Those 3-day vacations become such a bore. Now I see why they cut it out. We're wasted away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker salt. I like that. You can't go on the road, okay? Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know this could be my fault. I blew out my flip-flop, stepped on a pop-top. I broke my leg twice, I had to limp on back home. But there's booze in the blender, soon I will render that frozen concoction that helps me hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. Wasted away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker salt. In French, sell, sell. Gotcha, that's something. Whoa, man, but I know it's my own damn fault. Yeah, some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know It's my own damn fault. Da 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 da. Sell, sell, sell. Thank you. All right. See, I just tricked y'all. Oh, they're getting restless now. They're you want it? Got out of town on a boat to the southern island, on a reach for a following sea. We were making for the trades on the outside, on the downwind run to Parrothead. On this heading off the wind by the Marquesa, we got 80 feet of water line, nicely making way. In a noisy bar in Avalon, I tried to call you, but on the midnight watch I realized why she ran away. Think about how many times I have fallen. Spirits are moving me, a larger voice keeps calling. Whatever brought you and me cannot be forgotten. I have been around the world looking for that woman, girl, who knows love can endure, and you know it will. You know it will. When you've seen the Southern Cross for the first time, you understand just why you came this way. 'Cause the truth you've been running from is so small, but it's as big as the promise of a coming day. And I'm headed all the way, the tears are drying, and my love is an anchor tied to you, tied with a silver chain. I have my ship and all my flags are flying. She is all that I have left, and music is her name. Think about how many times I have fallen. Spirits are using me, the larger voice keeps calling. Whatever brought you and me cannot be forgotten. I have been around the world looking for that woman, girl, who knows love can endure, and you know it will. You know it will. So we cheated and we tried and we tested, and we never failed to fail. That was the easiest thing to do. You will survive being bested till somebody strong comes along and makes me forget about loving you. And the Southern Cross. Woo! Thank you all. Good night. God bless you, and thank you for coming.